think for people who've been following the football hot for a time, you will know that every single year we always look forward to this particular part of the narrative. And what is the particular part of the narrative? The narrative is Pep. Will we see Pep or will we see Lep? To remind people, for people who may be new to the channel, who may not be aware of the narrative that I may be referring to, the narrative is this. Pep's Champions Leagues have come with having the generational talent known as Lionel Messi. He has never reached the Champions League final without having Messi in his team. So the notion is Pep Guardiola, who many people consider one of the greatest managers of all time, cannot win a CL without Messi. And people say, oh no, that's a lie. He made Messi. He was the reason for why Messi was so good and everything. Well, true. And I do believe that is partly true. But it still remains that the optics don't look kind of sketchy. So here we are. Monaco. So what happened his first year? Liverpool were on one. Tottenham. Craziness. That's when the team was popping up and they should have done something. And then, of course, Lyon. So, and when you look at just how they've been knocked out, people have pointed the finger at Pep. Tactically, who he's decided to play, who's not decided to play. And what they always said is this. For Pep, if you really want this Champions League, you've got to give up one of the domestic trophies. And he would. I think he's winning the Papa John's Cup. They are first with the FA Cup, and they pretty much already won the Premier League as well. So he's going for that fourth leg. He's going for that fourth leg, which is, I respect ambition. I don't think it's wise if you want to win the Champions League, but I respect ambition, because if he wins the quadruple, not to relax, chill, not to shush, mute your mic, not to mute your mic. So, Monchengladbach. You see, the thing here is this. When this draw was made, I think we all were like, oh, City are favourites, they should win. But they were favourites against Tottenham, they were favourites against Lyon. And we could just see that City should win, but we can just see how this could very much unravel, because Monchengladbach were one of the surprise teams of the Champions League, and I think that these guys did very, very well, and they would say to themselves that they felt they should have topped the group. They felt they should have topped that Philippine group. And this is a very nice team. Your boy Marco Rose, another up-and-coming manager who, based on how well he's done with Monchengladbach, will now be the new Dortmund manager next season. So these guys are not a joke. They're no pushovers. And you could argue this is a tougher opponent than Lyon were last year. But as what people always say is, if Lyon was over 2 legs, maybe City go through. The longer a game is, the more it suits the superior team. But still, when the draw was made, it was like, Monchengladbach. You can see that. But since then, City have gone on a crazy winning run. I think 17, 18 wins in a row. Have looked superb, have looked amazing. Nobody can touch them in the Bombers League. I mean the Premier League. And these guys are looking money. But I think what has made City look different is Bruno Diaz. You know, how he is a no-nonsense defender and he's focusing on defending. I was watching ESPN FC, and I think it was Noah who was on ESPN FC, and he said, why he loves Diaz so much is he just focuses on the art of the defending, the sweet science of defending. This like how good you on the ball, cross the passes, no defending. Because for me, I come from an era, like you see, you younglings, midfielders, ball playing defenders. I come from an era of Cannavaro, Thuram, Desai, Nesta, where defenders just defended, and there was a pride in saying, all I'm here to do is stop you from getting any shots on target and making it hell for you for 90 minutes. I'm not here to score goals. I'm not here to make passes. I'm not here to look good at the ball. I'm here to form a thou shalt not pass between yourselves and my keeper. So it's good to see that Diaz is bringing back that psychosis, because I think the beauty about football is every role has its own discipline and its own characteristics. I don't like a notion of like, oh, a defender is defending because he scores goals. A right back is amazing because he scores. No. For defenders, you defend. DM, you intercept. Central midfielder, you control. Number 10, you create. Winger, you cross. These are all functions. Striker, you finish. Everybody should be judged. Every role and position should be judged by what is required of that position. You don't judge every position in football by how many goals you score. That is stupid. So Pep, see the thing about this is Pep knows. He knows. I've spoken to homeboy. He knows. He knows that I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass. Pause. Easy. He knows that I need this trophy. I need this trophy. I need this trophy. But the danger is, and I think the danger for City fans is that will he overthink? Will he tinker too much? Or will he just say, let this team, I know how good these guys are, let them just play, let them just breathe, But I think for Pep, he'll know that I want to end this in the first leg. 100%. He is not looking at this as 2 legs. He's looking at this as we want to end this in the first leg, so we can probably even rest guys in the second leg. So City are going to come out to blow Monchengladbach away. So for Monchengladbach, for Marco Rose, you have to expect City are coming to destroy you. They're coming to take you apart. They're going to rip you away. So for Monchen, it's about their transition game. Homeboy Plus, the French dude, your boy Mini to Baby to Ram. These guys have to be really smart on the ball and use the ball really well, because for Monchengladbach, you will have space. But it's going to be about, I think Macros will tell them that it's about patience. It's about really working very hard off the ball, because you're going to face a team that will keep the ball very well and they know how to use the ball very well. Macros, you could have a plan for Ilkay Gundogan. You have to. You have to have a plan for Sterling's movement. You've got to have a plan for Foden movements and what he does on the ball. Because I think for them is cutting off the spaces, cutting off the channels, and making it very hard to stop City getting chances. It's going to be difficult. City are getting chances, because I just think that City's passing game is to such a high level. They're going to get openings, and that is where for Monchengladbach, the keeper, he's going to have to be money, and the defense have to really try and be money and be super smart. That's where for defending. For these guys, it's the reading of the game. It's not about tackling. Reading the game. Shut off those freaking channels, man. And, you've got to try and look to put pressure on Edison, who we know, ball-playing keeper, put pressure on him and try to... I say this all the time. I say it many times. Decision-making. Decision-making is key. Football happens extremely fast. Very fast. Specifically when you're playing a team like Man City, who want to take the game to you and force the game upon you. When you're in transition and they may be like a 3-on-3, it's very, very important that you make the right decision. From Monchengladbach, you're facing one of the most formidable defensive pairs in your boy Stone and your boy Diaz. So you're going to have to be smart, you're going to have to be brave, you're going to have to be cunning in trying to fashion chances. But for Man City, with 100%, they have to go ahead and play their game. They shouldn't second guess. They shouldn't go defensive. I think City play their game, they will beat Monchengladbach, because City just have way too much and far too much quality. It is interesting though, because I think the beauty about the CL is that when you're not going into Europe, it is not what you face domestically, because things are, this is what, Pep's like 4th, 5th year now in management. These Premier League teams are at the back of your hand. Okay, even if the guys who get promoted, you still know how these guys play, so you're used to the way they play. But for like a Monchengladbach, this is something that you're not used to facing every single week. This is not something that you're really used to facing a lot for Man City. So, yes, play your game, but just be aware. Just be aware that you're not playing a Premier League side. You're playing a Bundesliga side that's, I'm not saying that it's going to be harder, but it'll be different. They present something different. They interpret the game different. Marco Rose tactically will employ a different strategy as opposed to the managers that you normally want to face. But I think for City, it's getting Ilkay Gundogan on the ball and threading the ball through. And I would agree with Pep. End the tie here. I don't think that there's a danger if City go out and really aggressively attack Monchengladbach that they'll lose the game. No. That's just not in the cards. I think for City, I see them getting goals in this game, and I see them, I think specifically if they get, because I think Foden should start. He may go with Mahrez. maybe you start for, I'm thinking away from home, Monchengladbach will want to be, I think Mahrez probably Mahrez makes sense at the crib, where Monchengladbach will obviously maybe want to sit back and counter. So you want a guy who likes to be on the ball and can create a shot for himself. But I think when you're not playing away from home, I think Foden's intelligence, technical ability will work well as perhaps a counter punch. If, let's say, you have an overload against him and Monchengladbach can aggressively chase that goal. I think the mixture of Foden, Gundogan, Cancelo when it comes to midfield and Sterling, I think that will create something very interesting for Man City. And look, as I said again, I've always said that false nine should only be used by Spain. Pick Spain or pick Barcelona, But it's been working in treats for Man City so far, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Still feel that when you now go deeper into this competition and now face the big boys, you're going to have to pull out an Aguero or even a freaking Jesus. You're going to have to pull out a striker, a finisher. But for now, I think it also would work. So I'm looking at this game right now. Because it is a neutral venue, remember, because of the whole UK COVID thing. So I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 to Man City. 3-1 to Man City, yeah. City get at us. I think they get at us. I just think that they're a good side. I just think this is a high level up. And let's keep it real. We know Inter, they can't really be trusted. Shakhtar Donetsk, never really a big side. And Real Madrid, not really the best Real Madrid side that we've seen. And they got touched by Man City. So the teams that Monchengladbach faced are nowhere near the quality, skill level, or the coaching that Man City represent, So I just think that Monchengladbach, I just think this is where it ends for them. And I think that this tie will pretty much be ended here. And I think going to be 3-1 Man City, relatively simple. So guys, remember, man, the lineup preview takes place 7 GMT right here on Havels Football Hot. 7 GMT, we'll do a lineup preview. And from 8 GMT, that is when you can join me on Twitch as you can do a watch along with me. Bring your meal, bring your drinks, bring your wives, and then we shall do our thing, man. So guys, peace out, stay true, like, subscribe, remember to support your boy on Patreon, so support your boy, click the link below. Peace out, stay true, stay real, hashtag no excuses. Become a Patreon member. Get access to my blog, get access to exclusive videos, and also get access to the podcast of the Saturday and the Sunday hangouts. Head over to patreon.com/halfwop to gain all these goodies while also supporting your boy HH.